Okay, now I'm going to be focusing on stretching and flexibility. So, specifically during the coronavirus outbreak, stretching is something that's really important to do because you can do it in your own room or in your own home pretty easily, and it can really help improve your fitness level and your overall happiness. So, there are three different types of stretching: static stretching, dynamic stretching, and ballistic stretching. So static stretches involve holding a stretch in a comfortable position for a short period of time, typically from 10 to 30 seconds. And this stretching is really useful after you exercise because it can really very gently stretch out your muscles in a gradual way. And some examples of this are kind of reaching towards your leg and holding it for 20 seconds, such as in the picture shown in the slide, or like the butterfly stretch where you kind of hold the same position for a period of time. And then dynamic stretches are different, and they're kind of active movements that cause your muscles to stretch, but you aren't holding it in kind of the same position. And these stretches are really helpful done before exercise, as these exercises help get your muscles ready for movement. And some examples of dynamic stretching are lunges with a torso twist, or for example, a power skip with a reach, or just in the picture, a high kick. And then ballistic stretches are often taken for static or dynamic stretches, as they're similar. But while static stretches and dynamic stretches are kind of performed slowly and gradually, the ballistic method pushes your body much further and faster. So you do the same movements as the other two types of stretches. For example, if you were reaching to your foot, but you would do it in a way that kind of makes you bounce and jerk towards your feet in a very fast movement. And in doing so, ballistic stretches can become extremely unsafe and can cause risk of injury, as they do stretch your muscles faster than any other stretch, but they can be unhelpful in that if you're not extremely athletic already, while static and dynamic stretches can be done by anyone at any time. So overall, stretching is extremely important to fitness, as for athletes, it increases the range of motion and your overall flexibility, which can improve your overall fitness, which is great if you're already doing physical activity. But it can also be really great even if you aren't doing any form of physical activity. It can kind of increase blood flow, and this way decrease stress. So if you're stressed out because of class or school, doing stretching between kind of Teams meetings can really improve your stress and as well as your posture. So it can really, whether you are doing physical activity or not, it can really improve your life during the pandemic. So talking about incorporating a stretching routine, 5 to 10 minutes of dynamic stretching before physical activity is recommended. So if you're going to go out and do socially distanced physical activity or cardio, as said before, in your home, dynamic stretching before this is really important, as well as 5 to 10 minutes of static stretching after physical activity. So after you've finished working out, doing some holding positions such as butterfly stretch can be really helpful in kind of improving your flexibility and decreasing risk of injury, such as pulling muscles and stuff like that, which can also really improve your physical athleticism as well. And some quick don't do it that relate to stretching. So when you stretch, never stretch beyond the point of comfort or overdoing it. You should feel a slight stretch in your muscles, but you should never be at the point where it feels extremely painful or uncomfortable. That means that you're stretching too far, and it can be very detrimental to your muscles, as well as creating tears or small injuries that make it harder to get physical activity done. And then 2, don't perform ballistic stretching unless you've talked to a doctor or you have a specific area that you need to work on. You've talked to a professional about it, because as said, ballistic stretching can cause injury and be unhelpful unless you are extremely athletic and kind of a strong athlete already, while all other stretches can be done without any athletic experience. And then don't stretch injured areas before consulting a doctor, as if you are overstretching areas that are already physically injured, this can make it worse or kind of just not be helpful towards that area. So again, consult a doctor before stretching any already injured areas. And yeah, pertaining to COVID, all types of stretching can be done at home. So it's really important to just get stretching in throughout the day. Even if you don't do physical activity, just do it between classes, or if you're going to do physical activity, before and after, and this will really help improve your physical and mental health.